By the name of that God whom only know himself as the one whom only belong to his own true time prophet. And all he do is only to serve his true time prophet and to get him to success and power. This part contains 7 notes and 2 introductions. It starts with note 26, and in there, we used to say wife or mother to those women who has got married and are mother and live in a family which contain a man, a woman, and children. They are wife and mother. But to be alone mother means to be 24 hours a day babysitter and raising a child of a man that has left you alone with his child. Here in this note we talk about this. And note 27, we say usually girls and women must be careful to not get pregnant. But what if, and by that put themselves in trouble. But what if we get men to be careful to not get girls pregnant and by force them to raise their own kid instead of make her pregnant and leave the child for her and go their way. If they get forced to raise their own kid, they will not make anyone pregnant without wanting any child from her. And some of the problem will be solved. I start note 27 with the introduction, and in there I say what will be progress, different progress in those societies whom mothers are those, alone mothers are those whom should raise their children, and that society that fathers are forced to raise their own children. What progress possible, one of the, possible things that may happen, I have written here. It is not exact thing, but it is something that has happened and is happening. So it maybe happened again. Note 28 and 29 talk about love and ownership right, that being two different things. When you love someone. But when you marry someone or when you make a fast relation with someone, long-term relation with someone, sometimes in middle of the way, it is not only love, but it is ownership over the partner too. Here we talk in 28 and 29, we talk a little about this. In note 30, we talk about how bad cultures enter the society as a program solver, as a solution to what that our own local culture has difficult to solve it. They come and they solve the problem, but by time when this bad culture grows in the society, it become a cancer in society, like this mobbing, that a group of people attacking someone and what you call it, put that one under pressure to force him to accept what they want. Note 31, I talk about here what is best for women. I said more directly, it is best for women to not choose whomever attract them. You know, a man can choose whomever attract him, but it is best for women to choose among those guys that want her, among those guys that does not want her, does not want anything to do with her. So it's better that for themselves to not choose among them. It is, I have talked a little about this case. This case has a, what you call it, introduction to. After this note, first, the same way the pictures behind me and behind my notes are what that I put after I made these notes, and there is nothing direct relation with. There is not relation between what you see behind the scene and the notes themselves. Even my own sport is something just to be a picture that it does not bore you to listen to my notes. And I try to, it is a necessary, people who has entertainment to do know that every time you must take a new dress and give a new scene that it does not look boring. So I try to make a new scene every time too. In last note, I said that big hurricanes like typhoons, like hurricanes and what you call it, cyclones, they are created and get more intense by my sexual needs. And it happened exactly at the time that we had the last recent typhoon, and it was a super typhoon, but it had not anything with my sex to do. In fact, there was two super typhoons, the last two super typhoons, I did not forget, I do not remember their name. These two super typhoons, they were for political tensions that they were in the area between Taiwan, China, and Japan. And right before the typhoon, there were some tensions, and they, by water guns, they shoot each other. But I think after the typhoon, it has made the tension a little, what you call it, down, and it is what I want. I hope they solve their problem, and it does not become a problem. So those sometimes many of the what you call it, these big systems is because of my own sex need, but sometimes there are direct political what you call it, reason behind the typhoons or hurricanes actually. And what else? In case of these problems with the Muhammad movie, there were some that said why YouTube does not remove these trailers of Muhammad from its server. But here I am to defend YouTube. And yes, YouTube sometimes remove. What if you put some, sexy material, naked material, and so on, and you do not mark it as only under 18 and so on? They complain, people complain, and they remove. But the other things, I think YouTube must not interfere and allow people to say what they want to say. I say a lot of things in my videos too, and I put them in the YouTube. You have problem with what I say, you do not go to YouTube, you come to me. And so is every other case. YouTube must be remain as a what you call it, every TV, every what you call it, radio, and so on, has got in hand of some people. And what they say, what their politics, everything is what they want. YouTube is where that everybody can go and say his thing and put it there. And it must remain there. I am 100% with YouTube freedom and staying in the same way that it is. Another thing, there is a general, in case of the notes that you can see in the future, from 26 to 30 notes of this part. These are the notes that I had put in a separate category I have called Love and Woman, which it was mainly my own, my own relations and points of view, personal points of view about women of my life and this or that. But it was not as a part of what we talk here under the name of sexual culture. But because some of the notes that I said before and in this part had direct relation, so I had to put these notes here. Some of the things, because of that, some of the things that I say here are details, and according to some sexual cultures, it is very good, while according to another sexual culture and their point of views, it is not good. It is, and another thing, in these words, I talk about alone mothers, I talk about women, I talk about women in different ages and so on. I do not want anyone to abuse my words against any alone mother, against any alone mother's child, or against any woman that is not any longer 19 years old. It is, what I say, there is two action that you should do when you want to fight a problem like drugs and narcotics in your society. One of the way is helping the narcotic people who has got defected by narcotic, and another is preventing future generation children to become a narcotic addicted. What I say here is what you should do to change the culture, to change the direction of the culture, to not the new generation does not fall in the same pit that earlier generation has fallen in, or even deeper pit, because day by day the abusers of the societies get more and more what you call it, clever in abuse. So this is because of that. It is so. Please does not abuse my words. Even today, I saw a what you call it a TV news in Yahoo about stalkers. these people that say, I want exactly that, this girl, or I want exactly that guy. And it showed that they were asking a guy around Taylor Swift house, and so it is what you call it. What I said in my in part 6 of the last part before this part, that if you follow a singer, an actor, and so on, see what he do, what is his own life, what is her own life, and the way that he guide you to, at the last end, your life won't be better than her or him. What I say, it does not change, and if you make such abuses, and you become a stalker and so on, and indirectly say why you say such things. No, dear, I say what I mean. Do not try to abuse my words, to close my mouth. It is, I say what I mean. And they said many people, are in internet, they are what you call it, they follow their favorite actor and so on, and actress, and but some of them threat and so on. I did not say anyone to threat, I said if, for example, I like some of Taylor. I like his. I'm not so good in English, but I like her voice, Taylor Swift, and she's very beautiful. It is what you call it, but what she say, either you look at on her own life, you look what she say, what she mean by what her songs. If you don't like it, you don't follow her. I did not told you to go and stalk her. Why you say so? No, dear, I say a lot of things. You like it, you listen to me. You don't like it, you do not listen to me. Oh, so it was not. And another thing in that video, they said, in my own case, yes, all these celebrities, and Taylor Swift, and many others, that this war is too little for the girls, that I really, if I have chance for them, I do not say no. Whatever you see in this world, all these women, of course I want them. It is a case of women. There is something that I should tell you, that women are like flowers. And of course, sometimes some flowers take your eye more than others. But how beautiful she is, there is, it has a level, Up to this beauty, for example, under this beauty, it is not what that satisfies you. But when she is over this beauty, sometimes how much she is over this beauty is not important anymore. When you are satisfied with what you get, so it is no woman, even all these girls and women, they are in a specific age, a specific, what you call it, role, or even what you call it, makeup and so on, or picture, or photo, they are super hot. But all the time they are so hot. No. It is what you call it, no woman beauty and so on. It is not something that lasts forever. It is what you call it, so there is always, there are some girls that you see are more beautiful, but you see many people, many men are married, and of course there are many beautiful girls, but they have no eye on them. Why? Because what they have, they love, they satisfy, and they enjoy their life with the one that they have, and they don't want to lose her. So, and in case of the stalkers, there is something that I want to say, that in general, to stalking someone, it's wrong. What you call it, it is a pressure, it is nothing, it is you are forcing in other way that person come together with you. It is not a love. If you have love and you see that your love worrying the one that you love, you should stop loving that. You should leave her free. It is if you really love her. What I talk about this somewhere else. I have I'm not made anything. Did not think about this subject very deep. Sometimes I have introduced myself as King of Sassani and King of Hakhamaneshi and King of Kingdom of God. And it is nothing that, sometimes I see in the movies and so on, that even that movie of dictator and so on, that in surface it is like that I'm the one, but in practice it is parallel. No deal. It is not what I talk about, When you see it here, I have put it, that this come from Noon, alphabet Noon in Persia. This is X, and sometimes alphabet X only God through prophet can become an X. All the other kings are presented as I. No I. It is possible that a I gets supported by a W, or like David, like Solomon. But they are not X. There was only one X, and that was Muhammad. Because he was God through prophet, and he was on power over his people. Expect him, we had no X. It is what you call it, so therefore I saw here or there some people try to say, because Pahlavi was king of Iran, therefore whomever become king of Iran become X. No dear. Curious, and what you call it, Extravia and so on, they were called X because it was from the start why Kudosh suddenly false, what you call it, was a small nation under power of mods and so on. They were not a very strong people, but soldiers of Mod, they come to Kudosh and said, we become your soldier. And what was the main plan? It was after David and Solomon, they said, okay, they said in this way, these two prophets were those whom represent what should be, how should be God through prophet. So why not we take God through prophet here, make it our own king, and we become, why Israel becomes so rich, why not we not become so rich? Therefore they get, what you call it, Babylonians to attack Israel and take, what you call it, Nebuchadnezzar to attack them and take them here. And then to press, he should press you and, what you call it, curious, go and free you and take the prophet. It was their past plan, and it was a part of Zoroastrian religion. And the main plan was that this God through prophet married someone from Curious family, and he sit on throne of what you call it, Persia, and all other nations. Iran, Curious was king of 4 or 5 nations, with their king and everything. He was therefore they called him King of Kings. Why? Because he should be what you call it, throne of God through prophet. It was therefore all those nations that he attacked, they were surrendered. You know? They said, we want to be part of it. We want to be under this, what you call it, umbrella of God through prophet. It was, what you call it, it was the main creation of Persia, and here is Hakhamaneshi. I am the same root. After the same family of Kurosh become Sassani and came on power once more and married Imam Hussein, and I am their last. So what I have written here, when I am introduced myself as King of Sassani and Hakhamaneshi and Kingdom of God, it is what I mean. So it is about that. And this logo, I have written that here is, and this arm of up here, some say it is from Zoroastrian, what you call it, religion, but it is not Zoroastrian religion. It is because that time Zoroastrian religion and Kingdom of Hakhamaneshi, they were one. You know, the same religion was that was Curious was king of that religion, and it is from his what you call it palace to over him. This is the thing, and I have put it here too, and here Kingdom of Hakhamaneshi, Kingdom of Sassani, and here middle of the X, Kingdom of God, and here Kingdom of X is only Kingdom of God. It is what I designed. It is, I don't say it is the best design, but it is what I think. Well, I think I have said it become a very long introduction. I hope you forgive me. And I hope you enjoy these following minutes. Thank you for listening.
You know, as an advice to myself and to everyone, I can say, in case of love, in case of women, in case of your love or sex partner or whomever you have relation with, in this case sexual relation with, do not look for a God to worship at her. You know, God is someone else, you know. Look for love, look for someone to touch, look for love to touch. You know, God to worship is God. Oh, she can be very beautiful, she can attract you a lot, but it is not God you are looking for at her. It is love you're looking for, and it is love that you want to touch at her. It was all. I used to reject to come together with a alone mother. You know, then suddenly it come this question that what if I was myself was a alone mother? What what should I have done? You know, well, if I was a alone mother, I would have take the child and take it to the man that has put that child in my womb, and take it there at his house when he's at home, and press the bell and go my way without the child, you know. He opened the door, and what he see is his child. You know, when his child is out of my body, is out of my womb, when it has got birth, or his child is not my business, it is his business. And it is up to him what he gonna do with his bastard. And if, you know, you may say, what about the child, you know, if he does not want the child, you know. Well, first of all, if he does not want the child, I don't want it either. Why should I? Why would I should take care of child, you know, and he should be free to get rid of it, you know. So it is not a good point of view. It is not a good reason that you come with. So, well, maybe he rejects the child. So, okay, it is up to him. He can take the child to the authorities and say, I cannot raise the child, and his mother won't accept this child either. You must raise this child for me. Well, okay, the child get born in the, get raised in the public places without any parents, and as an orphan. Well, if that be the law of society, it is father's responsibility to raise his child, well, when that child get grown up, you know, the society will tell that child, it was your own father's fault that you have raised in an orphanage, and it is him and it is you. You want to, take revenge on him, it is him and it is you, you know. Well, in this way, the mothers get free from this slavery, that they get pregnant, and they have to waste all their life to raise his kid for him, you know, while he is out with other women, who use all his money with other women, and enjoy with other women, while she has to use all her life to raise his child. You know, yesterday I said alone mothers are a sort of full-time babysitters, you know. It is all their life, they have no other job than being 24 hours a day around babysitter, you know. It is therefore maybe that most of the people involved, before they get married, before they come in relation with anyone, before they get pregnant, they get married in a church or something else, something like that, and make it official and lawly, you know, that they have a partner in being babysitter, you know. They have sometimes they have someone to share in being babysitter with them. Therefore, it is most of the people get married before they get pregnant. And I stop it and I continue.
Introduction to Note 27. Heather from Natural Soft, which is a text reader program. Read this introduction. Introduction to Note 27. Why always girls must be careful to not get pregnant? If guys get forced to raise their own child, they do their best to not get anyone pregnant. Free ground to abuse is the worst side effect of missing a proper and all-sided sexual culture in society. Soon everyone find out that life is a free ground and without any real rule, and everyone try to cut of it for himself or herself as much as his or her knife was able to cut of it. In such society everyone can get abused, and everyone know it as his or her right to abuse if he/she got able to. If your sexual cultureless society is not still so, do not worry, sooner or later it becomes so, because it is part of its natural progress. Our nature as male and female say, A. If both man and woman want each other, it will be the ideal and their relation won't have any problem. B. If man want the woman, but she does not want him, their relation will have problem. How much problem? As much problem as she is unsatisfied with her partner. C. If woman want the man but he does not want her, their relation won't go, and soon she get tired of her relation too, because she does not get what a woman need of the relation. Now we look at different progress of that society whom alone mothers must raise their child, and that society whom men must raise their child. What events may happen, and what talents become more attractive. What is natural direction of each of mentioned, and what they end to. Following in both cases are not exact scenarios. First, progress of that society which women be the one whom should raise the child. 1. Somehow, some guys are more good-looking and attractive than others, and some girls get pregnant by them. 2. Some guys get her, either by force or trick, and get her pregnant, if they get a catch. Because she may choose to stay with him, rather than become a lone mother. 3. Some girls start to know it as a possibility to keep their wanted guy by bring him his child. If he stayed with her because of his child, that will be the best. And if not, she get one of those guys whom she is his dream to raise her child with. 4. Disappointedly, unwanted and only tolerated to raise her child with. Guys start to revenge by child abuse and joining gang bands to not become the losers of society, and only babysitter or a slave of good-looking guys. What talents in society become attractive talents? It start with to be good-looking and attractive as the winner talent, but soon gang bands take over, and even good-looking guys get forced to be under their order. Ability of being master get worshipped, and slaves try to hide their slavery, because day by day it become more taboo to be them, while day by day they get weaker and masters get stronger. Since ability to abuse and taking to slavery become the most attractive talent, crime bands become of the most respected and attractive, and at the same time they get forced to become more brutal. Ability to force become most attractive talent, and by that even rape lose its negativity and become daily life of both band protected and unprotected. All men start to expect girls and women to have sex with them if they found smallest possibility to force her to. Well, all say if women are to force, why not me? Second, progress in a society which men get forced to raise their child. 1. Some girls abuse the possibility and bring him child. 2. Some guys find it as done, when it is done, and live with her to not be alone and raise their child. Some reject only her, and some reject both her and her child. 3. All guys get alarmed, to not fall into traps, but still some do. Therefore unwanted girls get rejected, and only those whom he really want, and does not have fear to have a child with remain attractive to him. 4. some beautiful women and of his favorites, find a better guy and leave him alone with his child. Therefore only being hot, beautiful and attractive lose its place as the only valuable talent at women and girls, and qualities like being devoted, a good mother and a good faithful wife become necessary and of most valuable qualities again. 5. Some guys continue to leave both her and her child. The same qualities like being devoted, a good husband and father, a family man whom can search for his family become valuable again, and only being a good-looking Casanova or a brutal strong gang leader lose its attraction and become negative talents. By thanks to Heather from Natural Soft, and thank you for listening to me. Written by Prophet King Sayyid Muhammad Ali Maraji, King of Kingdom of God, Sassani, and Hakhamaneshi.
It is not always the men's, fault that, and the men's wish that some girls become alone mother. There is many times that she happened to find herself a good-looking, a proper guy, that maybe she feel that he will sooner or later leave her, and she think maybe if she bring a child with him, because of that child, he have to stay with her. It is many times that it is why that some girls become alone mother, But, you may say, so what will be on that time that if the things become as I say, and children become responsibility of men and not women, what about such guys, First of all, as a guy, whenever you go in bed with someone, you must be careful, Why only girls should always be careful to not get pregnant when they go with guys out. Why boys must be careful, They must not care that they put any child in anyone or not. So it is the same. They must take care to not make anyone pregnant. They must know that if they make anyone pregnant, it becomes their own responsibility to raise that child. So why they must pregnant anyone? It is one of the reasons, in one of the way that does not make any unjust, And the next thing that I wanted to talk about, place of a woman in a relationship. There are many girls that marry to men not because he is very handsome, not because he looks very sexy, not because he talks very proper or he has a very high his way of to be look sexy to them. It is not all the times, And in general, in case of sex, sex can only go if the male wants the female. When it is other way around, when it is the female who wants the male and male does not want the female, that sex cannot go or especially in long term, if it does not change, if he continue want to reject her, that will not go, and she gets sooner or later tired. It is what you call it. It is every time. It is not a pleasure. It is she get destroyed. How she is not good enough to make him want him. While in a positive relation, when a male want the female, him wanting her, that give her positive sexual, what you call it, feelings, that she feel wanted. She is an object, and she feel wanted. She always, whenever she is with him, she feel wanted, However, regardless at, maybe she does not want him the same way, or maybe much less that he want her. But still she will feel satisfied because she feel wanted. But in a sex that she want him, every time is a disappointment, because she know that she want him so much, and he don't want him, won't want her at all, and that will disappoint her. It is in case of sex of a difference between sexuality difference between a man and a woman, and in which case it's go better and in which case it go worse. And of course, when both parts want each other as much and as high, that will be the top and the perfect. But another thing here I wanted to say, it go that a male is wanted because he has a job, because he can serve a family, because he can be a father for the family, because he has this social status, because he is this power, because he has this or that, because of one or another reason, that then being sexually attractive. But in case of women, women must always, the most important part about being a woman, being a female, is to be sexually attractive, to be able to make someone want you, want to touch you, want to have sex with you. It is the main part of, being a female. If you cannot, make anyone to want you, as a woman, that is your end of your career as a woman, you can say. So in case of, some women think, some young women think, if they bring that child, because of that child, because they care, because if they accept that they raise those children, his children, they become more attractive to him, they become more useful to him, But they are wrong, it is just a slavery, a over service that they offer. That does not give him anything sexually, that does not satisfy him sexually. It is just a work, a service, a slavery proposition that you give him. It is not what he wants. He, when he look for a partner, he wants someone that he sexually want, And as a woman, it is better for you, instead of making child for him and think that through that child you can have him, that instead of that, you may from start look around and see whom want you really, whom really want to have you, whom really want to have sex with you, whom really want to touch you, you know. Instead of go after that one that don't want you, go after him, you know, give him the opportunity. It is him that always wants you, you know. It is him that you can count on. And of course, some, you know, some here feel themselves real over smart, and they say, well, okay, I go and make a child with him that I love. Then I take to him that want me and get him to become what you call it, babysitter with me and share my work of babysitting my love's child. You know, these things, these are not, these sort of mentalities are not love, are not relation of man and a woman any longer, you know. These are all, you know, abuse mentalities. These are all sick people's mentalities. By now, I think I have told the most important things in these cases. It was not structured what I told about, but it was something that I had in my brain, and I should have noted in this way. Otherwise, I would have forgot it by now. Thank you for listening to me. You know, I just think about something. I look at relation of a man and woman from point of view that maybe a God prophet must never say something like this. It is, you know, it is about love, you know, love a man to a woman, or love a woman to a man. And this love contra the right of ownership right, you know, the right of owning someone. This is, in fact, two different things, you know. When we talk about marriage, when we talk about good religious, what you call it, or in not even in not religious societies, it is the best way that man and woman be together and belong to each other, to be able to raise a good child, good children for that society. It is unavoidable, you know. And but if you go deep in case of love, you know, for example, you as a man, you love a woman, you know, and she understands that you love her, you know, and she is even willing to give this, you know, to feed your love, you know, by giving herself to you. But she do not want to be owned by you, you know. She may love other guys and like that they touch her too, you know. She may know other guys that love her too in the same way or even more than you, and want them, you know, she want that they feel her too, you know. And what she tell you, you know, she tell you, I know that you love me, and you are welcome to call me, and you know, reserve a time for yourself, and come and visit me. It is all right, but you do not own me, and you must let me free, and I live in the same way that I want to live. And in the same way, it is about the men, girls whom love a man, why they should own him, why he should be only theirs, and not look at any girl, not get interested in any. And even if he get interested in any, he must fight himself and, close his eyes and come back to her and to get her rid of his, to get him rid of his sexual needs. And he can control himself and not wanting another one. It was what I wanted to talk about, that love and ownership, it is two different things, But in case of society, in case of practice life, how much societies value the ownership right over the love right, or the love right over the ownership right. It is what is in practice. We can see, in Western Europe, in West, or even East Bloc is in one way, and in somewhere in religious societies, like Catholics, like Muslims, like some Jews, it is another way, or Indians or Asians, it is another way. It was that I wanted to talk about. In case of what I have mentioned between ownership right and love, the case is that, of course, some people are like, just a piece of bread or something that their partner can eat and live with. And some people, and some women and some men, some are like the best food, with the whole service and everything that you can get. And of course, if the case be between just a piece of bread and a full, food time in a restaurant or something like that, well, of course, if she get, or if he get, or if she get one time that good food, she does neither enjoy that just a piece of bread, or what you call it, or will waste any of his or her time any longer on that and will use all its effort to go every day to that restaurant, and eat as much from that restaurant that is possible, it is what that get many people, many people to value the ownership right much more than love right, both at women and both at men, It is why it is so attractive to get married and to get owned by each other, than just fall in love with each other. It's a subject that I must work on it, and take a look on every aspect of it. And it is not has anything to do with my life either. When now it's there is here talk about cultures and what I told about relation of love and ownership right. There is one thing about the bad cultures, that the bad cultures does not come and enter a society as a bad in this way that they show, their real face. They start to come always for a good reason, They come and show their toughness, their hardness, their brutality, but they show as well it is what is needed to save all the good that we have. Otherwise, we will be weak and enemy, and the bad things, the bad culture, the bad existence, or whatever else, will destroy all the goodness, all this good society that we have. It starts to defend with the good and treat the what you call it, the bad what they call these things, the bad dog or the bad kid or the bad things. It's fight it back and set it on place. Very hard, very rough, very brutal. And everybody say, it was what we needed. That that problem was really disturbing. It's good, it is the way that we should handle such problems. So they all welcome the newcomers, and they all welcome this bad and brutal culture, and they try to join themselves in it. They try to strengthen themselves in it. Then, so little by little, things get changed, and this knife start to get turned from little by little against the weaker elements of the society, and it become a weapon, a new weapon to pressure the weak of society at a start, And after that, I don't know, what happened. But it is the way that it's come, and it become on itself a new problem in the society. This mocking culture, that a group of people does not use wildness, does not go to the guy or go to the woman or whatever else, and start to hit him, and make a physical fight with him, or making direct conflict with him. But in the group, little by little, put the guy under pressure and destroy him psychologically. How it came in the society. Well, of course, there was a very beautiful girl, or there was a girl and there was a guy. the girl wanted this guy and there was another guy and he was strong and he didn't wanted to allow the girl to go to that guy, and he feared that guy away from the girl, and he feared the girl to not come out. So he was really disturbing in the society. But this good culture come and put him on the place, and the boy and the girl come together and they were happy, and the rest of the society were very happy to see them. They are happy and enjoying themselves. What a good it was culture that, in fighting in group, in psychological war, they have got the guy destroyed and the girl and boy come together, It was very good. But later, it come to the culture, but later what become? Later, the girl loved the guy, or the guy and girl, they love each other. But the group, one group or another group in the society, what they do, they want the girl, the girl's beauty, they want it for themselves, or they want to abuse the boy, they want the guy for one of their ugly girls. So they start to psychologically fight the guy down and disable him to go to the girl that he wants, or fight the girl down as he gets frightened and accept and allow them to abuse her sexually, Then it become a part of society. It become, the things that they said, all of them said, oh, it is good, what a good idea it is. Suddenly it become a cancer in the society, and the worst, the best weapon for the worst elements of that society. It was a good example about what, that group war, that mobbing war, and psychological war, how it comes in the society and how it destroys society and become cancer of the society. It was a good example for what a practice example too. But I must continue my fourth. I do not want to waste my time. But I think I have said.
Introduction to Note 31. Heather from Natural Soft, which is a text reader program. Read this introduction. Introduction to Note 31. Man and women are two different sexes with their own specialties and nature, with their own strength and weaknesses. Simply said, a boy has got born to become a man, and a girl has got born to become a woman. A correct sexual culture must take our sexes' specialties and nature as male and female, or as man and woman, as its fundament. And what it build over each fundament must not only fit its underlying ground, but also it must keep itself inside borders of its underlying fundament. It must consider each of sex's weaknesses, and stop them to make any damage to themselves or to society by its made culture. It must use strength of both sexes in benefit of both sexes and society. It must never expect strength of one of sexes from another, or look at weaknesses of one of sexes as weakness of both sexes, or weakness of mankind in general. There are many whom try to close their eye on differences between men and women, and come with cultural ideas which either abuse one of sex's weakness against their own sex, or expect strength of one of sexes from both sexes. Such wrong cultures expect which is out of nature of each sex, and it causes lots of psychological as well as social problems in society. While if the culture fit our nature as man and woman, it bring harmony, comfort, self-satisfaction, because no one expect of you what you are not built for. By thanks to Heather from Natural Soft, and thank you for listening to me. Written by Prophet King Sayyid Muhammad Ali Miraji, King of Kingdom of God, Sassani, and Hakhamaneshi.
You know, when when I talk about man and woman, you know, I have told that it is better for women to get chosen by men rather than it be women who choose men. You know, I said when a girl wants to choose, it is best for her to choose among those men who want her, not among all men, you know. Because some of them maybe they don't want her, you know. But for a man, it is not the same. A man is free to choose among all women, you know, because you know, sexually, if we go deep in sexually, you know, a woman cannot make any sexual, you know, move unless he want her, she be as much attractive to him that he get erected and want to touch her, you know. If it was not the case, if it be not the case, you know, every time that she want him to touch her, she has this problem how to make him erected, you know. That will be a problem, you know, and sooner or later she get tired too, you know. Therefore, it is much better for women that choose among those men that want her, because all of them at least has one point, and they make themselves qualify, but by that deep sexually, they all get erected for her, you know, erected for her. And so she can choose one of them and it will go well. But some women maybe think that it is when we talk about equality, right equality of man and woman, and you know, in general equality of man and woman, and cultural equality of man and woman. Some think that when I say so, it is I remove choose right from women, you know. And more or less I do, you know. I by what I said, you know, I has removed their power to choose whom they don't want them. But now let's look at the problem from another side of view. Let's see, its culture get changed and it become the women whom choose men, you know. What will happen? Now, if it become on that way, well, okay, men now first have to, then get used to, and it become natural that men does not make any move because they are object. They are object that must get chosen by women. So you know, so there is, so women must be more active. They must play the part that men play, and men play their part now as the chooser, as the one that want her and want to go after her, to get her, because his sexual need, you know, he has to get a woman to free himself of the sexual pressure, while women's sexual pressure is not like men, you know. It is not it does not force them to go out and find someone, you know. And you know, men, you find there is a lot of men who you call them rapists or something like that. But there is not so many women that you can call them rapists because they needed men, you know. And you know, it is what I say, you know, it is it become a sexual conflict if you make the men passive, make the men objective, and make the women active and chooser. I don't know, you know, biologically, it is, you must go more duped in what man is as a male and what a woman is as a female. You know, when before you talk about, you know, what you call it, the cultural rights and so on. You know, it is like when you make a house, you know, for a mankind, it must have there is limit of how high it must be or how low it must be, how, you know, everything, it must be made for man, you know. It does not work that you make a gigantic house, or you make a house that, you know, is as unpassing that he cannot go in there and or live in there, you know. So first you must know mankind biologically, you know, what is male, what is female, and what is different, deep sexually is what is their different, what is their deep sexual needs, you know. Then over that layer you start to think about rights and equality rights and whatever rights. According, you know, you must not change your ground, suddenly take the woman from its femaility, put it beside men in the male side over the male fundament and say you are equal, you know. She is not here. It is you know, she is sitting in the right rank fundament, you know. She must sit on a femaility as her fundament, and according to that, you know, she must has all the right, you know, that she must have. And male must as well have all the right that male should have. And this you must not, you know, you must not change the sexes, then talk about equality or something like that. I don't know, it was a very unstructured speech, and it is, I was not prepared, but I think